I'm Emma Kenny, Channel Mum's psychologist in residence, and a very warm welcome back to the Channel Mum Anxiety course. Today we are going to chat to some mums about their experiences of anxiety, and I'll be giving them their own technique to use to help them on their journey. Okay, let's meet them.
Tell me your kind of story of anxiety.
Okay, I'd say since I became a mum, It has been terrible. Like, on a day-to-day basis, it affects me to the point where I don't want to get out of bed and I dread facing the day because of how anxious I get. When I had my first Ellie, I would just worry about everything. Is she breathing? Am I doing the right thing? Are people judging me? It's 10 times worse now since I've had Harry, to the point where I'm crying like every single day and I can't cope. Getting all emotional now.
So what kind of support have you got around you at the moment?
My husband's been brilliant. He kind of understands it all. At first, when I had my first baby, he thought it was just my hormones and stuff, but then I kind of broke down to him and told him I think it's a bit more than that.
That maybe you do need to bob to the doctors?
I did go to my GP and they said, you know, go and see a counsellor, and the waiting list was about 6 months.
100 years?
Yeah.
You're kind of fighting with your own brain. Your brain must be saying, right, come on, Katie, let's get this together.
Yeah.
Let's do something. And your kind of emotional side's going, no, I'm a failure.
And I'm tired because the night before I can't switch off. So I'm just constantly like in this one mood of just like, I feel a bit depressed, to be honest.
I think that you've got perfectionistic thinking. You can see that about yourself.
Yeah.
You've been suffering from generalised anxiety disorder and depression for a long time, and yet, in spite of that, you've been coping. And I've been working in this field a long time. As opposed to what you think about you not coping, you're coping very highly, and unfortunately, you're coping too highly. So you're not actually getting the right help. So you're waking up in the morning knackered because of your paranoia and anxiety the night before, and then you're still carrying on. We've got to kind of switch off that mental language in your head.
Yes, definitely.
Hi!
Hello.
Nervous?
Yeah, very nervous.
So like, tell me a little bit about your anxiety and when it began and how it affects you.
When I was in my 20s, I fell pregnant with my son Bill, who is 6 now. I was 23. He was a surprise pregnancy, and when he was about 18 months old, I split from his dad. So it started a little bit then. My daughter Daisy was born with a syndrome that I also have, and it's called Stickler syndrome, and it doesn't massively affect your life in you know, really tough ways, but the initial start is very hard. She spent 6 weeks in NICU, and it was just then, I think, that I started getting panicky.
You went to a really high intensity place, which is NICU for babies, where children are really, really sick and sometimes don't even make it, and you're in that cooking pot of feeling and emotion, and it feels like you've internalised that a great deal.
Just as I was about to seek help, I found out that I was pregnant with my third, and he was a surprise. So I never really followed it up, and now I seem to have episodes where I would say the PTSD side of things triggers a lot of anxiety in me. So if any of my children are poorly, if I feel like our family's threatened in any way, so I react really, really badly to horrible things in the news, and I know a lot of the way I feel is not normal or typical for your average person.
I suppose there is a really clear link with the fact of your responsibility towards your daughter, which, you know, is a huge thing to say to yourself, that you've created this, you know, as opposed to kind of looking at it in a bit more of a pragmatic way. So there's also a link there of that trauma of recognising that your daughter and you, that was witnessing what you went through. I mean, that's a massive thing.
3 years ago when I became disabled, so my whole life got turned upside down. All my family's life got turned upside down, had to learn to walk again. And it's all been since then, that has been like the big event, and then ever since then it's all been about anxiety and depression, and it feels like it completely controls my day if I'm having a bad day. If I was having a bad day, I'd be in such a tears over having to ring you, but thankfully I'm having a good day. I know that if I get up and I get like put my face on and do my hair, and I know all that helps. But the problem is I have chronic pain, so some days I don't want to have to do that because I'm in pain.
You've had a really serious event, and that serious event meant that statistic where people say, oh, don't be ridiculous, it's never going to happen to you. Well, you're like, well, it did. So then how do I get to trust other people when they say, don't worry? So of course, that's like something that if you think about it just on a human level, your brain and your emotions are actually just in a really protective scenario. They're kind of going, listen, Hayley, let's just do nothing. If we don't go anywhere or get in a car or talk to people or answer a phone, we can never have some bad news, nothing can ever go wrong.
I'm really open to trying anything to feel better.
Don't forget to come back to check out how our vlog has got on. If you haven't taken the quiz already, please do so, and then head over to the Channel Mum support group where you can talk to other mums about how their results were too.